Hi guys, welcome to an important video in the How to Solo Eve series. Today we are becoming oil barons. We are going to tackle oil. Now there are a few things we need to do, and the first thing when you want to go and get oil is you need to drill into the soil to find the oil. We know where there's the bitumen, so we know where to put the drill or the pipes down. But we don't have the pipes yet. So let's just start this episode with making some pipes. And the odds of drilling into oil are 20%. So if you have completely average luck, you need about 5 steel pipes. But I've known people who've had to drill like 14 times, and I've known people who've had to drill 1 time to get oil. So you never really know how long you need to drill exactly before you get to the point where you have any oil. So to make pipes, I need to eat something first. I can't begin this lesson just yet. I am too hungry. I'm going to starve if I try it like this. Maybe we can eat from our orchard for a second. There we go. Let's just get some yums. That's pretty good. And let's grab ourselves an apple for the road, because we have no food on us whatsoever. So let's return to the smithy and let's start by making these pipes. Now the thing is, with pipes, they're very good items to have too many of. So I'm going to make 9 in total, because that's the amount of steel ingots I got. So I'm just going to make nine pipes, I think. Yeah. And they are going to be used for a variety of things besides oil. We can use them to make watering buckets, which is very handy. You need them for making glass, because out of pipes you make tin steel rods, which are required for making glass. So if you make too many pipes, do not worry, you will be using them. So even if you're like, okay, I went overboard, I made 20, don't worry, you will be using the pipes eventually. So what's important now, we start with the roller, the new common roller for making pipes, and it's done in 2 steps. We've made pipes before, so maybe you already know by heart. I certainly don't, because I need to look up everything when it comes to smithing. I've looked at the crafting guide before, and I hope that's enough. So you just tap it once, and we will go back. And we need to drill a hole in these, because these are hot rods, right? A rod is not whole inside, so we need to go and drill a hole in it. And for that we need the bore mechanism. So we remove the roller mechanism, we take the bore mechanism. Now I think the good news is that you do not need the stone furnace for the next bit, and if I'm mistaken, then, yeah, well, that's gonna suck, because I don't think I need it. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put some charcoal in it just to be sure, but I don't think it's needed. So you just drill. Yeah, it's pipes, so just drill with your hand. I could have placed these a little bit better, but it's okay. There we go. So we now have 9 pipes, and that is a good amount. Now, that's not everything we need to do. We're going to leave the smithy for a moment, and we're going to get started on what we need. So our oil is here in the snow biome. Oil can be found in 2 biomes. You can find the tarry spots either in the snow, or you can find them in the desert. Neither are fantastic when it comes to temperature. Personally, I prefer snow over desert for the heating, because you can get, like, look at me. I'm losing 20 seconds for every food pip I lose, right? It is going down a little bit. Yeah, it's still going down apparently. I'm at 19 now. Yeah, let's just say 20, right? But if it were in the desert, it goes all the way up. And then look, it's already at 16, 15. Unless you're completely naked in the desert or something, it's always going to be worse in the desert than in the snow to spend a long amount of time. So we need to make 2 things here. We need to make the oil rig at the tarry spot. I think we begin the same way we do when we make a new common, but we need a mallet, which I forgot to bring. I did put most of the items here, so we've made new commons before, so you should know how to get started on that. But do not worry, I'm going to walk you through all the ingredients. I haven't made anything in advance. Well, I've gathered things in advance, so just pause the video if you're like, wait, I'm gonna go get this, okay? So you will need 4 stone blocks, and you know how to make stone blocks, right? If you don't, I think you're progressing a little bit too fast. You need to go back and watch my previous videos. So we're going to put these next to the tarry spot on the right side. We're just putting them all down. 2, 3, 4, right? And then, if I'm not mistaken, it's the pump beam kit. Yeah, so the pump beam kit, in case you've forgotten, 2 straight shafts, 2 curved shafts on top of each other. Put that in on top. Then I think we need to get the new common kit then. Let's double check. Yeah, we need to get a new common atmospheric core. So I did bring some tires, some rubber tires. In case you're like, I do not have a rubber tire, you will need 1 rubber tire for this, I think. I've made 2, and it's never bad to have an extra one. But, you know, you can pause the video and just go and make yourself a rubber tire if you still need one. And you can also make some empty tanks, because you will be needing those for oil as well. So yeah, and I've gotten some charcoal in this place. I've gotten some wood and axe. Probably still need to bring flint and steel and maybe even make a little fire pit or something. Some people do the entire setup in the snow. I'm not 100% sure yet. I think I'm gonna do it in the snow just for the sake of the video of keeping everything together. But yeah, let us start moving our pipes as well. Let's just start by 6, and if we need more, we can come get it. But if our luck is average, 6 should be enough. If we're not lucky... Oh, look at this. I already put it in here. Now I'm wondering if maybe I should have made the engine tower later. Oh gods, guys, maybe I did it wrong. So the oil drilling tube, it is not yet... I'm not gushing yet, right? So as long as it's not gushing, you need to... I don't know. Ah, I was too early. Okay, no worries. Just break down what you made. No, I'm fucking it up again. Why? Okay, so now just, yeah, see, you don't need to do the new common start exactly. You need to start with the pipe and not with the blocks. That was my bad, guys. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. There we go. Oh, and yes, if you want to put things on top, you gotta, like, touch the pipe. Don't touch the stone or it might not work. So now it wants the new common atmospheric core. And I hope you guys remember how to make it. I might not. I hope I remember. We need iron and we need to go to the smithy and we need to just smith some iron. And I don't think we can really go wrong. Also, we will be making something else besides just the oil rig. We will also be making a fractional distiller. That's a very fancy word. If you're like, what is a fractional distiller? It is what you make to turn oil into kerosene. So without that, you cannot really use the oil. It's just going to be sitting there. So we will be smithing a bit. So I'm putting down a lot of flat stones. I'm also making a little bit of room here. There we go. I think this should be enough for what I want to do. Let us get our hammer close by. And we also have this bronze hammer. I'm not sure if you can smith it with bronze, by the way, but we'll see how it goes. Okay. Let's just see. 1, 2, 3. And what we need, we definitely need one of those. We need one of those. And we need one of those big ones. And I think this is what we need for the oil rig. But we will also have a fractional distiller, which needs, yeah, 2 cylinders and 1 hot tank, if I'm not mistaken. I hope I'm not wrong about any of this. Alright, so let's see. So the fractional distiller, you put 2 of those together. And I think we need to make a hole in this, so we will need a chisel. Those really big ones, the large tanks, you kind of have to put the charcoal in there. And as you can see, there's not a hole in them. So because there's not a hole in them, you can't put your charcoal in. So we need to get the chisel, which is over here. So let me just eat my apple. So for both of them, you put a hole in it. And then one of them, I don't know, I don't know what order it's in. I don't know. I don't know. We should probably also take these along. I think my horse is the wrong horse. That's not good. We're just gonna go up and see what it is they want. I'm so bad at the smithing part, guys. I am always so sorry when I'm making these videos. I'm like, I wish there was someone else to make these videos for you. Maybe I should have asked Joe again to come and help me out here or something, so I wouldn't be mistaken. But I'm quite sure these are the things I need, so I'm sure about that. I might still be missing something though. That is the one thing I'm worried about, that I am missing something at this point. Anyway, let's go and see. Let's see how far we got. If we got everything we need right here, or how much we're still missing now. With all these spare parts that we've got over here. Alright, so let's touch the thing again. And this is how you could do it as well. If you're like, I'm stuck, touch the oil drilling tower. How do I use? And it says, add a new common atmospheric core. Now, I clicked the new common atmospheric core, and then I'm like, how do I make this? And it's basically a crude piston with a seal. What's this? And then it's the new common atmospheric core, which is a boiler with a cylinder. Well, this is the boiler. And this is the cylinder. There we go. Add this. New common atmospheric core. Okay, so that's the thing we add here. There we go. All right, so now we press how do I use, and it just says add a rope. That makes sense. And add a blade. Oh, I don't think I have a blade though. But that's going to be the oil drilling rig without the bit. And then it's going to be a complete oil drilling. I'm going to start drilling oil then, apparently. Oh, that's great. I thought I needed way more steel pipes. Am I mistaken about how this works? Guys, am I mistaken? I thought it was like... Or was I so lucky I got it from the first go? Alright, well, we do need a blade, so... Find blade. We don't have one, and I don't think we have... Oh, we need to make more steel. Well... Shit happens sometimes, and today is one of those days. So we no longer need to look for the chisel. There we go. And we'll just put that over here. And we need to add some charcoal before we can make our steel. I should have made more steel in advance, but I'm so close now to using the blast furnace that I don't want to make too much steel, you know, because it's sort of a waste of resources if you're so close to the blast furnace. So what I'm doing now, just to fill some time, is I'm just gonna whack a few of these into shape. And then we need to take one of our steels, and this is going to become a blade. There we go. So that's our blade. And that is what we needed. And we have a little bit of extra steel now for the future, and we made a little bit extra iron just in case we need it. And we could use this iron to make oil tanks as well, so... Let's see, where do I have my file? I have two files, and it's the steel one I need. There, we got the blade that they wanted. Let's see how far we can get with this oil situation. I also am quite hungry, so we're going to the kitchen and grab a few yums. There, I've already eaten a bit, as you can see. I have played a little bit preparing for the video. But yeah, in case you got stuck at this point already, some videos that you definitely need to have seen to continue with this is the video about rubber, because you do need that rubber for the rubber seal. And I'd say the new common one is handy, but we kind of went through that again here, so maybe that's not as necessary. So now we're going to put the blade in here. There we go. So now it's a complete oil drilling rig, and I think maybe we will still need to put steel pipes in here at a later point. And now they say you need to add a full bucket of water and probably some charcoal is my guess. Yeah, and then some charcoal. And then we need to light this up. So we need to get a fire going now. I'm going to take this with me. We can maybe make a little fire pit. I'm not going to do the big one with cement, because usually, I don't know if I'm there so long usually that I need a big fancy oven. We can still always change that in the future. Oh, we still have small cut stones, even better. We don't need that one. Okay, so they're going to want us to light that up. And I will need the flint and steel for that, or I can just make a new flint and steel, which we can leave behind there. Which is probably a better idea. Let's see, do we have some flint? Yeah, here's some flint. There you go, a new flint and steel, especially for the oil rig location. And let's see, I'm also having a bit of a sore throat, guys. I don't know if you can hear it. I hope you don't, but if you do, my apologies. This is the way it is. So where would you best put down the fire? I think I'm just gonna put it over here, like, you know, one spot empty between yourself and the oil rig, so you don't have to walk very far. I think that's a pretty good spot. And we make a fire. So if you don't have juniper nearby, you can just take pine. If you don't have juniper, take the pine, put that on the fire pit. I don't know if you knew that already. And then light this up, and that works. Also, if you do not have juniper and you do not have pine, you could apparently also use coconut husks instead. So do I think coconut husks are maybe a bit overkill? And the one thing I forgot was a straight branch, guys. We can't light a fire without a straight branch, so let's go and grab one. Let's see, and I took that branch there earlier to make steaks just before the video began, so we need to go all the way to our maple fields. There we go. We got a straight branch now. We're going back on the slowest horse in the world. Oh yeah. Also, this deep well that's nearby is really handy because this is something that does require a lot of water. Ideally, I would like it even closer, but beggars can't be choosers, and this is our location. So this is what we're stuck with. So what it's doing right now, I think it might already be drilling for oil, or it's probably drilling. It's like, so it's a dry oil drilling rig. This is not good. So now we need to give it another steel pipe, and we need to do it again. Oh god, I hope we don't need to do that again 5 times or something. That's using so much charcoal and so much water. So we're on try number 2. We do have quite a few steel pipes. So let's hope that we get really lucky for this video. Oh no, no, a third one. Okay. Already need to go get more buckets of water before I can continue. Luckily, the well is right here. So yeah, always make a well close to your oil rig, or even a few wells. And hope this one is a fortunate one. Give us oil. We need to be oil barons, please. Oil barons, please. Is this the third one? This is the third one, right? So, ooh, that's not good. Okay, fourth one. Oy. Fourth one. And while it's doing that, I'm already going to grab more water since it's so close. I will definitely need water again in the future. This would also be a good spot for a cistern nearby, because you don't always want to go there. It's still dry. No. Now we ran out of charcoal. No. Well, we can get more charcoal too. So yeah, that is also the reason why some people do put up like a fireplace and stone kilns like this, so you can make your charcoal in that location itself. And you don't have to go very far. So I'm just grabbing some baskets now. I'm just grabbing all the charcoal I can. You might say, Jesse, but what if you drill the oil in one go? That's okay. The charcoal will still be used for other parts of this process. Charcoal is needed in making oil. Oh. Also, FYI, there are 2 different oil rigs. This is a regular oil rig, this one. But there's also something called an oil derrick. But you cannot have a derrick without making this first. So yeah, you always need to do this one first before you can get to Derek. Okay, what are we at? Are we at like 4 pipes now? 4 to 5 pipes? 4 pipes, and I think the next one's gonna be 5. Ugh! No, please, please just have us be average. Please give us oil now. Yeah, I've heard people mention that they had to use like, you know, 14 or such, or 17 even. So I'm like, I do hope it's not gonna be us, because this is such a sort of a waste of steel, right? Like, you got your iron. Oh, yes, we are completely average people. It's a gushing oil rig. Yay! So this is going to gush for 10 seconds. There you go. And now it's a wet drilling oil rig. Oh crap, we need to add something else. We need to add a pump valve. What the fuck is a... Sorry, I should not swear this much, but what is the pump valve? So it's basically a steel pipe. That's good, we got that. And... oh, hold on. Steel pipe and a pump valve. Pump valve, steel pipe, and a pump valve jacket, which you make by putting a steel pipe in the bore again. Okay, we can do that. We can put the steel pipe in the bore. Okay, so let's go. Let's put our steel pipe in the bore. I will also make some extra charcoal while we are at the smithy, so... This is something I did not see in the 2-tech when I was looking it up. But that's fine. We still have the bore over here, and we're just gonna add some water. And we need to add some charcoal. We have all our baskets with us, so that's not a problem. There we go. And let's also make a little bit of extra charcoal now for the future. We don't want to run out. There we go. And since for per kiln you need 5 charcoal, you also need 5 kindling. There we go. Charcoal made, and then use the pipe once, and that is the pump valve jacket. That's the thing we need. And I'm just taking all this charcoal with me, stealing all of it. Remember, do not take your coke with you. Your coke is needed for the future, or when you finally use the blast furnace for the first time. But hopefully that's gonna be pretty soon after this video. Okay, so we have this thing and this thing. And this is the pump valve. So this, we combined those two, a regular pipe and that other thing. Just get the fire going too. And now we have an oil pump jack. That's what we needed. So we say, how do I use? So the oil pump jack, to use this thing is for something else. So now we take our empty tank. There we go. So now I'm teaching you how to get the actual oil. And now you use a bucket of water, of course, which I do not have with me. But that is why I have some buckets nearby. There we go. So it's always the combination of oil and of water and charcoal for this. There we go. And that is what we need. This is a firing oil pump jack. Also, there are people that do not make the pump jack before they actually start using the blast furnace. They might instead process the bitumen instead of the kero that they get from this. I personally prefer just using this. Okay, so now we have crude oil, and if you use the crude oil here, it says that you need to use it on a fractional distiller with an empty tank. So the fractional distiller is made with a boiler to which you add a fractional distiller tower. That's not quite what we got yet. Oh, it's basically a double cylinder with a pipe. That's handy. There we go. Add this, and that's a fractional distiller. Also, if we do not like the position of this, we can just put it over here. Yeah, so we used every single pipe we made, which is kind of sad, because I kind of also wanted to show you guys how to make some other things with pipes. Not going to be for today. And now, what do you do with this? So when you have a fractional distiller, you always need an empty tank to begin with. You're going to put an empty tank on here, and then you're going to fill it with the crude oil. There you go. And now you see that over here, There's crude oil in there. Now this one does not need water, but it does need charcoal. You light it up like that. And at the same time, you can just continue over here, get more kero from here, and just light this one up as well. So this one is making kerosene, and this one's actually making, this one's just getting oil, crude oil, right? I do say kerosene a lot, even when I'm referring to the crude oil. So how do you know this is kero? It is kero because it has a K. And that is basically all I wanted to teach you guys for this video. How to basically, you know, get oil from the oil pump jack, and then how to process it in a fractional distiller. Some people put the fractional distiller at their own smithy, and I get it because it's nice because you're close to charcoal there. But there's also people who make really elaborate oil rigs who will put the charcoal ovens here as well. And it's all good. I don't think you can really go wrong with it. Let us just go and grab another bucket of water here and fire up that last one. I'm kind of making a lot of kerosene now, but I think that that's good so that I don't need to do it again in the future. And you guys also see how it works and how you can get a lot of it at the same time. So we already have 2 tanks now. Well, I can remember a while ago there were some new players and we made like 20 tanks all together. Me and the new players made 20 tanks, and then we went to a brand new oil rig and we got 20 tanks of kerosene with the new players. It was really good exercise. All right, put that in there. Put that there. And there we go. And I feel like once this kero is done, also checking, you can't get this empty tank off of here. Can I get it off of that one? I can get off of there though. Yeah, we're gonna get stuck because I don't have enough tanks, but we will have 3 tanks of kerosene for the blast furnace, and that's probably going to be the next video then, how to use the blast furnace. Because look at this, look at all this kerosene we have. That is amazing. I love it. And we still have a little bit of charcoal. Let's dump it over here. And definitely leave a basket here as well. These buckets, I made the buckets extra for this location before I began. So yeah, I do recommend if you have an area like this, leave a few buckets. I would even say 2 buckets isn't enough. Make more buckets if you can. Make many tanks. Make as many tanks as you want, kero. 3 tanks is definitely a minimum. I wouldn't go less than 3 tanks. And make sure you have your wood and your flint and steel here. And yeah, this is a pretty good setup, I feel. I'm happy with this. It's not the prettiest. Didn't do anything decorative with this, but that's fine. I hope you guys learned a lot. And yeah, if you got any more questions about oil, let me know. But we are so rich now. We finally have kerosene. Hello, yes. Anyways, I'll see you guys around. Remember, eat yum, eat me, and get a lot of oil if you can. Bye-bye.